Jay and Southwest Legacy. Check, check, check. Is that going to be a good enough volume? Maybe up a little bit. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. What's happening here? Oh, really? I thought Nate was talking about it. I could be wrong. I'm blue circling here. I would not process yet. Hold on. A little issue here with the box. We're already up? That's fine. We're going to relaunch Max and hopefully get us up and going nicely. All right. Well, hi, Lise. There's Megan. What's happening, guys? When a plane crashes, the black box always survives, right? Why not make the whole plane out of the black box? Yeah, definitely. Right, David? 100%. 100%. When could we see measurable? Jared, it's in the forecast. Hi, Marcy. We're actually going to have a front, not a cold front. I don't want to get you too excited. A lot of you waiting for that cold front. Good evening. Thursday night blessings to you and yours from the KENS 5 Digital Center. Certainly hoping God's peace is finding you where you are and that you're having a wonderful evening. Yeah, Bill Taylor here, and a little more dressed than normal because I just left an event where we fought against Alzheimer's. I'm just so proud to see so many people go out tonight for the Art for Alzheimer's art auction. I was the auctioneer. I got to be an auctioneer tonight. You know, when a weatherman's an auctioneer, you partly cloudy, mostly cloudy, mostly cloudy, mostly sunny, partly cloudy, mostly sunny, partly cloudy. That's how you do it, and just in case you're wondering. But we raised money selling art that was done by beautiful, great, talented artists who've all been impacted by Alzheimer's. Then we even had some artwork done by some Alzheimer's patients, and some of which have already gone on to glory and have donated, their families have donated the work of what they call their last memories, their last pieces of art before they journeyed home. And so I'll tell you, it was a really special night. And you know, Alzheimer's is impacting more and more people every single day. I lost my father to Alzheimer's, I lost my grandmother to Alzheimer's, and so it's something very important to me. And tonight we hit back. Tonight we hit back. All right, speaking of tonight and today in general, did you know today's a huge day in the United States? And it's a very big day for San Antonio, as we are Military City, USA, and that military branch we have the most of in San Antonio. the United States Air Force. Happy birthday, 78 years old today. It was 1947 when President Harry S. Truman signed the National Security Act, which established the United States Air Force, and there is no better Air Force on the planet Earth. That is a fact. That's not an opinion. That is a number one fact. You know this. Our Air Force is amazing. Thank you to all our airmen for defending the country that I love. Happy 78th United States Air Force. All right, today's highs, we should be hitting 90. We're a little above average, and this is something we're going to get used to as temperatures are going to probably warm up a little bit more heading into the final weekend of summer. So it's probably supposed to happen. Nature's going to squeeze in one more good hot weekend. And even the first day of fall, as you're going to see on the 14-day forecast, is going to be the warmest of the 14 days. The first day of fall is going to be the hottest day of them all because it's right before that not as hot front. Hard to call it a cold front. We're not going to be cold, but technically in meteorology, it is a cold front. But it will be a not as hot front. And there'll be, as I was telling Jared, that will be the best next chance of measurable rainfall for us. 5 years. Jared, where are you? Hey, Anastasia. All right, so here's the other part. The interesting temperature anomaly that's been happening last couple of days, actually. When there's humidity in the air, the temperature won't get as high. The heat index will be higher than the air temperature. So humidity always makes it feel worse. But dry air is what heats up because dry air can hold more heat. And so it gets higher. And when we hit record highs, 100 plus, is when the dew points drop enough and the air is dry enough that it can warm up like that and hold that much heat. Moisture, remember, when there's more moisture in the air, there's more evaporation. Evaporation is a cooling process. You know this when you get out of the pool. You know this when you get out of the shower and your body is shivering because there's evaporation occurring at a very rapid pace, and it chills your body. So it's a cooling process, right? Well, when you look at these temperatures, the communities west of San Antonio is where the drier air is. The communities east of San Antonio are where the humid communities are, and the humid air lives. And what's interesting about these temperatures is that the humid air is a lot warmer than the dry air, and that's not usually the case. It should be the other way around. So 92 Uvalde, 93 Del Rio, but 96 Seguin, 98 Gonzales. That is a little temperature anomaly. 92 in the city. Again, we should be stopping at 90. Show you the almanac. There's an airplane landing at San Antonio International. 99 from 2019 stays on the books. 50, that's a chilly morning from 1908. We were at 70 this morning. 1 1/4 in the September gauge as we're over the halfway point. We should get about 3.8 in September. And it looks like we'll start getting into a pattern where we could see a little bit more. First, I'll show you Friday. I've dropped the rain chances. Most of this week I had a 10% chance in today, tomorrow, but the high is really flexing. Okay, I saw a few little sprinkles there. That's going to be Saturday afternoon, but way east of us. Hey, Kyler, good to see you. New Berlin, 5 inches to date. What? This year? Wow. That is seriously dry, Jared. That's incredible. And that's accurate. You measured in a gauge. 5 inches of rain, 2025. That's amazingly dry. Paul, God bless you and your family. Thank you so much, brother. All right, the pattern shift that occurs is when this high is going to drift farther west and we will be outside of its influence. And when that happens, watch the low as we get into Tuesday. There's a low that's dropping. Look at the plains. You can see the showers and thunderstorms breaking out across Oklahoma and North Texas. The low is going to be centered up around Nebraska, Kansas, and it's going to move east, not south, right? See how it kind of dips a little bit? That's what's going to drag the cold front. That's the low right there from Oklahoma over to Arkansas, the center of that low. And that's what pushes the cold front to. And you can see the band of precipitation that develops across south central Texas right there. So Tuesday and Wednesday, they're going to be the best chances next week of seeing rainfall. Right now, I'm going 30 to 40% chances. Doing good, Anastasia. Anastasia. Thank you for asking. So that will be the best rain chance in the next 14 days, to be honest with you. Next 14 days. All right, let's check the Atlantic. Tropical storm Gabrielle. No strengthening since this afternoon. Gulf, Caribbean, both quiet. Gabrielle, a tropical storm with winds at 50. West-northwest progress at 13. Pressure at 1,004 millibars. Enough for a tropical storm, but certainly nothing too strong yet. But moving into some more favorable conditions, we could see that number. Once it gets under 1,000 is when we really see a strengthening storm. Just to give you an idea, the anniversary of Hurricane Gilbert was earlier this week. 3 tornadoes touched down in San Antonio, 1988, when Gilbert made landfall in Mexico. Gilbert made landfall in Mexico. And we had 3 tornadoes. There were several tornadoes across south central Texas, even as far north as Waco, as far west as Del Rio. Just showing you that squall lines from hurricanes can contain a lot of weather. And so just off those squall lines and move this far north from, again, a Mexico landfall, Hurricane Gilbert, widespread tornado, and it was a lot of damage. Kelly Air Force Base had significant damage. And there was an apartment complex on the northwest side that got hit as well. Don't recall fatalities or casualties with those tornado touchdowns, to be honest, so I apologize for that, but I do know that it's pretty rare that we would see tornadoes this far north. But that storm, just to give you an idea, Gilbert held the record for the lowest barometric pressure. The lower the pressure, the deepening the low, the stronger the storm. So when you look at the millibars of pressure, okay, 1013. 1013, standard across the planet Earth. Quiet weather, standard pressure, okay? We're at 1004, not much lower. That's why this is not a significant, strong storm. It's only a tropical storm. When that number gets under 1,000, we start watching closer. Gilbert got down to 888 millibars of pressure. That is phenomenal. That is a major Category 5. It took up the entire Gulf of Mexico, very strong. Phenomenal presentation. It held the record until Wilma. I want to say 05, 06 was Wilma. And I believe she got down to 860 something millibars of pressure, which is mind-blowing how strong that is. Jared, it's like when we get storms from the west, urban heat from San Antonio kill them. Yep, that's what happens. Exactly right, my brother. I'm so sorry to hear that. That is some serious dryness. Serious dryness. Adolfo, what's going on? Are we safe to say? We are. I really feel we are done with 100s. It's going to get close for a lot of communities come Sunday, Monday, right before this little front comes in. But I'll show you that in a moment. First, where is Gabrielle headed? Well, this weekend, towards Bermuda before taking a hard right turn. Should be a Category 1 on that glancing blow for Bermuda, which would make the second hurricane of the 2025 quiet season. Up to a Category 2, wouldn't be the strongest. Hurricane Erin got up to Cat 5. In fact, one of the most rapid intensifications we've seen in Atlantic Basin history before September 1. We've seen rapid intensification after September, but that storm literally went from tropical storm status one night to the next afternoon it was a Cat 4. I mean, it was incredible how fast it intensified. Hey, Nathaniel, good to see you. So, no harm done here. Looks as though Gabrielle will have 0 impact on the East Coast. Maybe some wave heights for the Carolinas. 14-day forecast time. Tomorrow, Saturday, both dry, 93 to 94. And then on Sunday, bringing in the 10% chance. It just appears that high pressure is going to be too strong and lasting and close enough that Friday, Saturday rain chances, even that 10% chance, I went ahead and dropped. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, a little bit better. So we're looking 40% Tuesday is the best chance. Wednesday's chance better than Monday's. But either way, it never gets better than 30 or 40%. So it's probably an inch of rain at the most. Most locations will be under an inch of rain in that 3-day stretch of Monday through Wednesday of next week. And as you can tell, as I put up the second 7 and you're looking at all 14, the warmest day is coincidentally, or I should say ironically, the first day of fall. 96. Hottest temperature on the 14-day forecast, the first day of fall. So the last weekend of summer is a warm one, mid-90s, could even squeeze out a 96 on Monday before the front moves in. And that's why I say if we're hitting 96 in the city, Crystal City, Carrizo Springs, Cotulla, you're probably hitting 100. I mean, maybe 101. I mean, without a doubt, you're always 5 to 6 degrees warmer than we are. But yeah, that's going to be Sunday, Monday. You'll flirt with triple-digit heat southwest of the city. Because again, air is drier as we move closer to Mexico, able to produce higher temps. Hey, Grace, at times, maybe an isolated downpour could get a little heavy at times, but we're not expecting anything that could cause flooding. Tuesday, Wednesday, because the moisture content is right now predicted to go down a bit. It will definitely go down behind that front. We're going to dry out the air a little bit. But if there's not a lot of moisture to work with, we can't expect to see much. Dad Tony, 60 on Sunday. Well, we are singing tomorrow night, Megan. Make sure that he tunes in. We're going to sing to Tony, okay? And I'll sing. You're going to sing along, Megan, okay? Hey, Alicia, not done with the humidity. I wish I could say that one. Nope. We'll get a little break over the weekend. The mornings should be a little more comfortable as dew points are going down to the 50s. And then they'll drop behind the front next week a little bit. So they're not going to be oppressive. We're not going to be in the 70s, but we're certainly not going to see them drop. Dew point temperatures being into the 30s, 40s where it's nice, comfortable, dry air. The Lion King, come on. That's hilarious, Megan. That's awesome. All right, guys, that's going to wrap things up on this awesome Thursday night. Hope you're having a good one. We will sing tomorrow night, Megan. Don't let me forget. We'll sing to Dad on his 60th. That's awesome. A big 6-0. I'm right behind him. All right, God bless y'all. We'll see you at 10.